As some of you know, I went for an interview yesterday, so I just thought I'd give you some feedback on that. So my job is okay at the moment. It's, secure at the moment. It gets renewed next week. It probably will get renewed. But I had the opportunity to go for an interview, so I thought I would practice what I preach and go for the interview for a bit of, keep my skills going, keep the familiarity with doing interviews. And it was really good. I didn't really do any preparation for the interview process. It was natural. I had two guys interviewing me. So sometimes in an interview situation like that, you'll get good guy, bad guy, cop sort of situation. But it wasn't. It was both of them were really nice, explained basically followed how most interviews go when I've had interviews anyway. So the first sort of bit of the interview was explain what you've been doing now, maybe a little bit of a run through of your CV. So that was fairly straightforward. So I always take two copies of my CV to an interview. One is for me, so I can refer back to it, just so I don't have to remember all my jobs. I can actually just look at the piece of paper and talk through it if I need to. And the other copy was there in case they didn't have a full version of my CV, so they could have that if they wanted. So they didn't need that. So a bit of a run through of the last sort of few contracts I've had. They asked me a few questions of how I would approach things. So again, they explained to me even there, they were really nice. They said, there's no right or wrong answer. We just want to hear how you would approach something. So that was good. Things like how would you deal with difficult people, or how do you deal with difficult teams at work? So that was interesting, and a standard sort of question that I've had over the years. Then the second half of the interview was a lot more technical. Again, the guy stressed to me that there was no right or wrong answers, and he really tried to put me at ease. But I mean, I was really relaxed anyway, and I said to him, I'm not going to bullshit you. I didn't say that, but I would just talk honestly and truthfully about the stuff I know, and I'll tell you the stuff I don't know. I always think it's important to come across as honest and congruent as possible. And the technical questions went really well. No big problems there. And I think they asked me, towards the end if there were any questions I had. So the only question I had for them is, am I going to be working on my own? Is there already a team in place? A few things like that. A few natural questions. I didn't have any prepared questions. They were just natural things I wanted to know from them. And that all went well. So it was about an hour's interview. And but this is for a job that might not even materialise till about 6 months' time. Yeah, so it's not even something for me now, because it's a government type role. So they have to go through some sort of clearance process to get me the job if I'm lucky to get offered it. But it was really good to do the interview whole process again, and just sort of sharpen up those skills. And like I said on the Facebook post beforehand, though, that you do still get nervous before an interview. Even though I've had hundreds of interviews, you still get a bit nervous before them, a little bit twitchy. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it just shows that you care about the job. Maybe you really want the job. And so it was really good, really positive interview. And I will see what happens, whether I get offered the job or not provisionally, because like I say, it's going to be, might start in 6 months' time, for example. But I will feed back to this page what happens and if I get offered the job or not. So I'll report back soon. Anyway, hope everyone has a good weekend, and I'll speak soon. Cheers, bye.